She's lost.
Lost her husband.
Lost her way.
Fed the dark away.
The road that leads into the funnel.
Lost her own.
Found the whistler from the stars.
Eater of dimensions.
The blind piper.
Hello everyone and welcome to another video by Centipede Geek. Today I'm going to talk about the FX original television series by the name of The Americans. I'm going to discuss my thoughts and opinions upon episode 3 titled Gregory. And without any further ado, let's go ahead and get to it, shall we? So as always, we have Philip and Elizabeth, both Russian spy KGB officers disguising as Americans to discover what the United States of America is doing. That sort of thing, as always. So, in this episode, we end up finding out that Elizabeth has actually been cheating on Philip for about 15 years now, ever since she first joined the KGB Russian Spy Corporation. Ever since then, she's been cheating. She's been cheating on him with a gang member by the name of Gregory. Well, Philip, in this episode titled Gregory, he just found this out, and we, as the viewer, also just found this out. So this was a great moment in the episode, just finding out that for all these years, Elizabeth has been cheating on him, and Philip did not know this. And for the first time, Philip and Gregory actually meet up in this episode, so that was kind of cool too. We also seem to have that was the main point in the episode. We found out, that she was cheating, and they meet, and he keeps asking Philip, if he loves her, and pretty much to leave her be, and that sort of thing. So that's the main point in the episode. But besides that, the main just is that there seems to be someone that might be on to Philip and Elizabeth. There seems to be a Puerto Rican girl that might actually know that they are Russian spies. And the reason for that is, if you remember back in episode 1, we had a Russian KGB spy that was actually killed off. Well, that same spy that was killed in episode 1 had a Puerto Rican wife. Well, at the time, the wife didn't know that he was a Russian spy. And the Philip and Elizabeth are afraid that she might know some info, and that she might know some intel and some information, and might actually rat them out. Philip and Elizabeth aren't for sure if they know they're spies, but they have to take her in just to make sure. So that's when Gregory gets pulled into the picture. Elizabeth contacts Gregory for the first time in a long time and says, hey, we need you and your gang members to come and pretty much not really kidnap, but take I forget the girl's name, but take the Puerto Rican girl in and say, hey, do you know if we are spies? So that's pretty much what happens. At the end of the episode, we end up actually finding out that the Puerto Rican girl did, in fact, know. She just kind of realized that this had this, light bulb, this click moment in her head. She just found out in the episode that her killed husband was a spy, thought he died of some sort of, drug thing, some drug issue with a gang, but she ended up finding out that it wasn't that he was a spy, and she ended up knowing that Philip and Elizabeth both were spies. So at the end of the episode, what they end up doing is a replacement comes in for Gabriel's character. I just remembered his name. The Russian spy that died in the first episode. Anyways, a Russian spy comes in as a replacement to Gabriel's character. She's a girl. She's not really the boss, but she's sort of the person that gives them their assignments and that sort of thing. I guess you could say the messenger boy kind of thing. Anyway, so this girl comes in as a replacement to Gabriel. A great character. I really like her. You don't see her in a big chunk of the episode, but I have a feeling as the series goes on, she will become a main character. Anyway, she comes in to relocate this girl and the Puerto Rican girl's baby back to Cuba. that was pretty much the gist of episode 3, titled Gregory, of the FX original television series by the name of The Americans. Overall, it was a great and fantastic episode. Let me tell you some of my favorite things about it. The episode starts off with Matthew Rye's character, Philip, and I forget the actor's name, but the FBI agent, and they're playing racquetball. I think it's what it's called, where they hit the tennis ball up against the wall. I'm pretty sure it's what it's called. Anyways, they're playing racquetball, and for some reason, I really like their interaction. Every time they speak to each other, you can really tell that the actors are giving it their all, and I just really like their interaction between each other. You can really see, when there's a scene where the FBI agent leaves, and I forget, but Philip says something kind of, smart alecky, and I liked, for some reason, their interaction just comes off really well, and just really, I guess you could say, natural in a way where it seems like they really are the characters that they are playing in the FX original television series by the name of The Americans. Another moment I liked was when the character of Gregory got introduced. I don't really like him, but he plays a good character. The actor's fine and everything, but he's just one of those, I'm rooting, in all honesty, I'm on Matthew Rye's side. But when Gregory gets introduced, you can really see that Gregory does not like Philip, because I'm on Philip's side, I guess it's just me. But you can really see that Gregory doesn't like Philip, because he keeps asking Philip in the episode, do you love her? Do you love her? He asks her at least, I believe, 3 or 4 times, and of course, Philip actually does, and Gregory says, let her be, stay away from her. I really like that whole talking session between them. Another moment I liked in the episode is when Philip and Elizabeth first talk. When Philip finally finds out that Elizabeth has been cheating on him for 15 years, and it's a nighttime scene outside in like an alleyway where their car's at, and he says, he's all, he's like, I can't believe you cheated on me for 15 years. He was pretty much saying, you've lied for me this long. Pretty much saying, I can't believe you've done this. And, and he's never lied to her. So that was a really nice moment. Matthew Rye really stole that scene. Kerry Russell was also great in this episode. At the end of the episode, she finally reveals to him, no longer lies, and says she finally reveals why she dated this Gregory gang member. She tells him all the reasons why, how he was there for him, how their marriage was, how Philip and Elizabeth's marriage was, was sanctioned, that, they had to get married, and Gregory was this guy that was just there for her. So, she recruited him to join, the KGB Russian Spy Corporation, and that whole thing. So Kerry Russell was also just great and phenomenal in this episode. I really enjoyed her, and Matthew Rye even more so. I really enjoyed him in this episode. Like I said, that moment whenever he found out that she was cheating on him, that was a great moment. You could really see the enthusiasm in his voice, I guess you could say. Another great moment was there was this sort of fight scene that happened. There was a good chunk of the episode was also about, we had a lot of stuff went on. So sorry if it's kind of confusing. It seems that the Americans might also have some nukes. Like, the Russians may not be the only ones with nuclear devices, but the Americans might also have some nuclear devices. And, so that he goes to give this money to a guy so he can get the suitcase with these sort of like maps and plans, for nuclear weapons. And there's a scene with these 2 guys keeping getting closer to Philip, and Philip says, go away. And of course, it seems like they won't get off his back. So he like hits him over the head with the suitcase. One of the guys like slits Philip's stomach. Then he hits the guy over the head, and the money kind of like spews up out of the suitcase. And I kind of like the money kind of just like, it was a nice fluid scene. It was only maybe a few seconds long fight scene, but it was a nice fight scene that I really enjoyed. Like I said, overall, episode 3, titled Gregory, for the FX original television series by the name of The Americans, was a phenomenal episode, and I can't wait to see where the series goes. Overall, I'm enjoying the series so far. Next week's episode is episode 4, titled In Control, and it comes on February 20th of 2013, as always, every Wednesday, 9 o'clock Central, and I guess 10 o'clock for everyone else. Episode 4, In Control, looks like it's kind of the same thing again that Episode 3 was. We have someone, I don't know, I forget who, but in the promo, it seemed that we had the promo for next episode, it seemed that we had someone that also might be, apparently somebody gets killed by a KGB officer, and Philip and Elizabeth are afraid that they're going to pin it on them. So it looks like around the end of the episode, we see Philip holding a sniper rifle, and it looks like he might end up killing someone. So that's pretty much the gist of next episode. It looks really great, and I can't wait to watch it. Anyways, that's my review of the episode 3 titled Gregory for the FX original television series by the name of The Americans. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the page below, and I'll see you guys later with more video reviews by Centipede Geek.